Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Beautiful sunny morning today in Colorado. Orchids are looking very nice. Getting closer to Rex flowers. I think at this point we're about a month away. Should have some buds and blooms on my Cattleya Rex in about a month. So we've got Pal over here just put out its newest leaf. It does look like it is bigger than the last two, so that's a good sign. I'm making sure there's plenty of media around the base of it so that it can root. It doesn't seem like it's been holding on to roots very well, so I'm going to see if that'll help it. Just try to keep it a little bit wetter than I have been. Cattleya Rex Kia, it's got a nice growth still going over here. Hopefully no rot. Vanda falcata, I think it needs to be repotted. Looks a little yellow. Maybe not getting enough water. This little Pinguicula is super impressive. We've got 2 flowers on it now, and it's got a 3rd coming. Very, very pretty. I'm hoping that the leaves are going to flatten out at some point, though. Mormodia Jumbo World is ahead of all the other Catasetinae. It's growing well. Now my misting system does come on twice a week, so the surface of this pot gets a little bit of moisture on it, but I'm not watering. I mean, if you go even just a little bit into the pot, it's completely bone dry sphagnum. So not watering these guys for a couple months yet at least. This Cattleya Dowiana rosita opening up its newest leaf, putting out some roots down here. Probably see some more roots coming soon. Let's see, Bulbophyllum medusae, working on several new growths as well. And then lots of little seedlings down here, just growing little bit by little bit. We got some nice new growths on this Cattleya Rex from Peru Flora. These are almost 2 years out of flask now. Looking pretty good. Cattleya Rex Inti, looking okay. It doesn't look like this growth is going to be as big as last year's growth, but it's still big enough to bloom, and I think I did see a sheath in there, so we might get a couple flowers off of it. Back here we've got Cattleya Rex Unu on the right side of this pot, and Cattleya Rex Nina on the left side, with 4 or 5 new growths coming up. Hopefully we're going to see lots of flowers off this plant soon too. On the other side of the tent we've got Cattleya Rex Wida. Wida's got 2 new growths. This one's still closed, but this one popped open last week, and there is a sheath inside, which is great. So I'm thinking about a month or so for that to be completely, the sheath to be exposed, the buds to be out, and maybe even some flowers open. And there's a 3rd growth peeking out down here as well. It's quite a bit behind the other 2. And this Cattleya labiata, still working on a really nice big fat growth. Maybe big enough to bloom. If not, probably only 1 more growth after that and the plant will be bloom sized. Cattleya AC Burridge, 2 new growths on this, and hoping that it's okay. Looks a little yellow, but hopefully it's okay. Got some of the other seedlings over here. Very lush looking through here, don't you think? Lots of different Cattleya species and hybrids. The basket of Bulbophyllum filling out nicely. Maybe we'll get some blooms off of these new lepidum growths in a couple months. Cattleya maxima. Took it out of the tent and gave it a real good soaking yesterday. I'm wondering if it's not looking a little yellow just because it's not getting enough water. That could definitely be. I'm watering much less than I watered last year. Last year I watered it every day. This year I'm not watering it that much. And it's in a bigger pot, which means more air on the roots, which means drying out a little faster. But next to it we've got Cattleya Mayu. Two nice new growths. Fingers crossed that we're not going to see any rot on this plant. We did see some rot on it last year, so I'm watching it very carefully. And then all the Catasetinae cranking along. Lots of nice little growths, slowly but surely pushing up. No water for these guys, of course, as well. Although, like I said, the misting system does kick on twice a week, and it kind of softens the top layer of sphagnum. But again, if you just go down a tiny bit into the pot, it's completely bone dry, and that's softer. The top layer that's been softened a little bit, it's going to be crispy dry in a few hours. So still keeping those very dry until their roots hit the bottom, or even popping out the bottom, so probably late May before they get any water. And then newest plant to my collection, this is this is Bulbophyllum medusae, and this is an awarded clone. Miami, it got a CCM many years ago, and you can see there are two nice growths popping up there right against the edge of the container, so that'll have to be repotted at some point pretty soon. But anyway, this was just to get it going again. And then next to it we have Bulbophyllum rufinum, which you can see has got a new growth on the right side as well, so this guy's made a great recovery. And Dendrochilum tenellum, all the little flowers have fallen off, but the floral bracts are still there, and I guess they're just going to be there. So we should see a new flush of growth coming out of this guy pretty soon. And I potted it in this wooden pot with some more medium around the roots, try to keep it a little bit more moist than it was. Apparently they do not like to dry out completely. And that's about it. I want you to look at my Paph real quick. I told you that I repotted them, and they seem to be doing okay. Let's go look real quick. So see, these three guys I repotted and am treating them according to Dustin's Paph guide on his website Here But Not. And basically the instructions are: do not let the medium dry out, and when you water, leave a little bit of water in the tray, just enough that would dry out after a day or two. So that's what I'm doing. And I've got three different types of paphs here. This is a multifloral, this is Michael Kopowitz. And then we have a strap leaf, which was villosum. You can see villosum just put out a new leaf, and it's actually putting out a new one as well. So that could be a good sign. And then this is the mottled leaf type. This is a Paph callosum. All three of these came from Windy Hill in 2015. And actually, no, I got this in fall of 2014. It bloomed once, and it's not recovered since then. So maybe this paying closer attention to keeping them wet and fertilizing them regularly, maybe we'll have some better results. They definitely look okay. All right, well, that's all for this week. Thanks for stopping by. I'm William Green. These are my green pets, and we'll see you next time. Have a good week. Bye.